Folks, it's your boy BTJ135 coming back with another video. Remember, I wanted to talk to you guys about my little Cosmoem Solgaleo Lunala Necrozma theory. So I'm on my way to work once again. It's time for a story. Not really. Actually, I think this might sum up the plot of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon as well. So here we go. You know how Necrozma, as we know now after the yesterday's trailer, has taken the light from the world of Ultra Megapolis. Well, I'm pretty sure that's just the city. The world of that alternative Earth doesn't have a sun anymore. And it probably hasn't had one for an extremely long time because the people of Megalopolis have a skin complexion where they don't receive sunlight. That is a thing on Earth that you can get if you just don't, have enough sunlight throughout your life. Like if you're closed in all the time, there's always clouds and it's always raining, your skin's gonna be blue, purple. It's not getting that the rays that it needs, and it makes you that complexion. But you're still alive because you're still getting the other means. It's just your skin is not as strong as it could be. I don't know. But anyway, because of that, Solgaleo is still in that sun, and because of the sun, the moon doesn't have a reflection, so the moon doesn't shine either. So there's no light for them. But what I think is, it's not enough for Necrozma, because once you take one sun, that's it. You're gonna be hungry after some time. So Necrozma, being the Prism Pokemon, a being that absorbs lights completely as an edible means, like how Yveltal drains the life out of creatures as an edible means of living, and then goes to sleep for millennia. I'm thinking Necrozma does the same exact stuff. The thing is, Necrozma has a resting point. This is my theory. Necrozma has a resting point, and for it, we don't know what it is. This is my theory though, so it's up to Game Freak to prove this or not. But his resting point is now over, and the Ultra Recon group are trying to either A, stop Necrozma from, its natural, what it's supposed to be doing, taking light, or B, coming to our world to steal our light. And this all ties back into Cosmo Lunala Solgaleo. Solgaleo Lunala are the emissaries of the sun and the moon. They more or less for the game represent those beings as a representation of light. So for there not to be any light, that would mean there is not a Solgaleo or Lunala in Ultra Megapolis. It has already been taken. We don't know which. It could be either or, because they both represent the same thing, in this case light. So we don't know what their true intention is. Funny fact is, it could be both, because the team is exclusive to each version. In the Sun, you get Dose and Zazie, which is the younger guy and the little girl, and then in Moon, Ultra Moon, you get the one girl and Pyko, the guy with the handlebar mustache. So it really could be a number of things. I don't know right now though, but this is just my theory. So with that, it still doesn't explain why they're doing what they're doing. But they are called a recon group for some reason. So whatever it may be, I'm just thinking it's to take our Cosmog, our Nebby, and reconstitute him to their world. But that's my personal theory. That's what I'm thinking. They're group is all about. Because, I mean, they're reconning, right? So it's for a reason. But like I said, because we have the two different games, it could be that they're doing it for to take our light and replace it. Kind of think of what was the game? A Link Between Worlds, where Hilda wanted our Triforce because they didn't have one, because they got rid of it. So I'm thinking it could be like that, but it also could be they just want to stop Necrozma from doing what it's doing. So we don't know which group it is. It could be both groups doing this, or it could be either or. We don't know. But thinking back to X and Y, remember how what's his name? Lysander's goal was different for both games, even though they were the same. The goal was different. In the X, he wanted to use the ultimate weapon to end all life and begin it anew. But in no, that was in Y. In X though, he wanted to use the ultimate weapon to end all life for everybody else and have eternal life for him and his team. So it could be like that again. It could be the Sun team, they want to take Nebby and reconstitute him to Megapolis, and in Moon they want to not take Nebby. They want to work with us to stop Necrozma for him taking our light, our Nebby. Either way, Nebby's getting taken. We already seen it. So that's what I think is going to happen in these games. Either way, we're going to get, Necrozma's going to take it. It's going to happen. And there goes our light. But, yeah. So, I'm thinking, here's my theory. I think, because this is an alternative timeline, the Solgaleo, Lunala, and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon do actually represent the sun. And if for some reason they were to be taken away, the sun would eventually disappear. Especially if it was taken by Necrozma. And that's what I think happened in Ultra Megapolis. So that's my theory on that. Now, but Brian, what is Cosmoem to Necrozma? I already kind of explained it. They're the sun and moon. They're its light source. They're its dinner. Necrozma literally eats Solgaleo and Lunala for energy. But it also, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It also eats the sun. It's really strange because in the trailer you literally see it eat the sun. I don't know, it's crazy. It's really hard to explain. But for my theory, I'm going to say that they are the sun and the moon, the representation. If they're absorbed away by Necrozma, we can lose our sun or our moon in Alola. So what we have to do once Nebby is taken away in either game, we follow the group to the Ultra Wormhole. I'm not sure how, because we won't have Nebby. It's kind of hard to explain, but we follow them and we get back Necrozma and eventually catch it, So I still haven't explained that though. So more or less, it is a cycle of nature. Solgaleo and Lunala together can make Cosmogs. They do this because their life expectancy doesn't last forever. They're one of the few mons that has a reproductive life cycle, unlike some other legendaries who are like made or just there. I can't really explain it. I'm not going into that detail. But Solgaleo and Lunala have a means of reproducing Cosmog. We've seen it actually in Sun and Moon, where we would bring our Nebby that we caught to the alternative world, where we go through the Ultra Wormhole at the top of the Ultra of the Sun or the Ultra of the Moon, depending on which game you're playing. You venture through, you go to the Lake of the Sun, or the Lake of the Moon, once again, depending on the game you play through, Nebi reacts, and somehow an ethereal, or I don't know, maybe the Lunala of that world, or the Solgaleo of that world, interacts with our Nebi, and they create a Cosmog. And boom, that's how it's done. They do a little dance, they split their energies, Cosmog is created. There you go. And they do this because Necrozma will eventually find them both, absorb them, and go into a sleep state. But their lineage won't end because they've already made a Cosmog, which will eventually become the next Solgaleo Lunala. And there you go. That's the theory. So, yeah, it's a vicious cycle of nature. Cosmog is the child of those two. It's their lineage. Their life doesn't last forever. They're eaten by Necrozma at some point. Necrozma just finds them. Because Necrozma can also travel through ultra wormholes, it eventually will find them, absorb them, go into a resting point. We don't know how long, probably a long time, and then keep it going. It's the cycle of nature. So, yeah, that's my theory. That is why we see Cosmog being made. That is why they even do that process, and that is why we see Necrozma absorbing light as if it was a means to survive. If Necrozma never found a light source, oh, that even makes more sense. What if there was no Nebi so forget what I said earlier about them being the sun and the moon. What if the world where Ultra Megalopolis is never had a Solgaleo or Lunala? Necrozma would have no choice but to eat a sun. That's what happened. He swallowed the sun. That's why they're like that. Because Necrozma swallowed their sun. He could not find his true source of energy, the Pokemon. He actually ate the star. That makes more sense now that I'm thinking about it. So like I said, this theory is kind of building on its own. So that's what happened. They never had a Solgaleo or Lunala, but they did have a sun, an actual sun. Just like Alola, actually in Sun and Moon, there's some textbooks stating that we had the sun already, but eventually Solgaleo or Lunala, or both of them, came to fight our Tapus, and eventually Z-Crystals were made, and eventually Cosmog was made. They left the Cosmog and then left. So I don't really get it, but I guess it's just a cycle for them. They go through ultra wormholes, find the many different dimensions. If they don't have already a Cosmog, they leave one, keep it moving. That's the cycle. That's what I'm thinking. That's the cycle. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. So, Necrozma's death of light, Solgaleo Lunala. If there is no Solgaleo Lunala, it will eat a star, go into a sleep state until it goes to find the next Solgaleo Lunala. If it doesn't find one, eat the star. You see what I'm saying? So, to prevent this, they make Cosmog, which eventually evolves into their next lineage. Bada boom, bada bing, I'm done. I'm already at work. It's raining. I'm done. I hope you guys like my theory. What do you think about this? Does it hold water? Does it make sense? Or do you think it's going to be shown up in the actual Pokemon Sun and Moon games? Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon? Let me know. All right. I'm tired. My arms hurt. I'm holding this phone and this umbrella. Try not to get wet. I'll see you guys in the next one. BJJ159 now. This is.